What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for a mammoth stream for you guys. We'll be looking back at whatever that was yesterday, and we'll be looking forward to whatever that will be on the weekend as well against Sunderland. But big up to everyone that have come to join us on this fine, cold, icy Friday afternoon, and bit cold like the performance it was yesterday, mate. Like, that was an absolute shit show. We'll get into all the nitty gritties, but first and foremost, how you doing, my bro?
Yeah, look, everything apart from football related, I am good. Like you said, I think the way you started this was perfect. I don't know what that was, and we don't know what this will be. It was just awful yesterday, awful, and I'm not looking forward to talking about this. I'm really not.
Well, thank you for coming in anyway.
Mate, anything for you guys. My loan's been extended. So,
yeah, it has been extended. Sim's gone AWOL over these last couple of days. Probably good for him. But I don't even know where to start, mate. It's just been an absolute shit show following this club this season. We'll get into everything that happened last night. Let's start off with a Tottenham update. As whether you value the source or not, I'm going to bring it to you anyway. As Indicator, obviously is an ITK on X, has been endorsed by David Ornstein at some point as well, and they say that we understand that Spurs owner Enix Group are making an extraordinary plan to bring back club legend Mauricio Pochettino back in the summer, as they are worried that Thomas Frank might not be the right long-term fit for the club. Look, I have been saying a lot this season that if it don't go right for Thomas Frank from now to the end of the season, this is the kind of obvious move that Spurs were going to do. We know when Enix first came in, they got the fans on side by sacking George Graham, who was obviously not a fan favourite, Arsenal roots and everything like that, and brought in club legend in Glenn Hoddle. Mm-hmm. This could be seen not as exactly the same, because Thomas Frank is not exactly hated like George Graham was because of the Arsenal roots, but there are fans, I think a lot of fans, that just don't think Thomas Frank is the right fit for Tottenham Hotspur, and bring Mauricio Pochettino back could be seen as a move to bring the fans back on side.
So first of all, Indicator started off by saying we have massive news and exclusive. Based on what they actually released, I've got a few exclusives. Today's Friday. Tomorrow is Saturday. If you're hungry, eat. If you're thirsty, drink. It's always going to be Pochettino. It's always going to be, this is the man, the saviour. But there's also fans saying he came, he didn't win anything. Obviously he went to Chelsea. Obviously he won something at PSG. I completely get that he will unite a majority of this fan base, and he will play a style of football that we want to see. I get that, but every time a manager's in doubt, this link is going to come up. Mm-hmm. I think they didn't need to release it. I think all Spurs fans realise this is going on in the background and will never go away until it's officially never going to happen, or does happen. So it's not breaking journalism, is it? It's just another conspiracy theory that just keeps going around.
Yeah, I feel like there is unfinished business with Pochettino, whether you think he's right for the job or not. You know, some suggestions say that, you know, football has moved on from his tactics, and can he still do it at the top level? Obviously, he's at USA now, had a very hard start, seems to be getting things together now with Chelsea. He had a very hard start, but second half of the season, I thought he turned it round, and I thought he got sacked unfair, whether he was sacked or walked. I think, you know, he did enough in that second half of the season, I think, to remain in the job. With PSG, there was the season he came in, he didn't win the league, then obviously corrected that the next season with the squad boasting of like Messi and Neymar and everyone, but, you know, that comes with its own issues as well. I am always intrigued to see what a Pochettino reunion would look like, and I don't think that will ever go out of many Spurs fans' mind until we see it. So I would welcome it, to be honest. I would welcome it.
If we look back at, and I'm not just talking Spurs, I'm talking about in general football, apart from Mourinho when he did his second stint at Chelsea, but then that ended very abruptly, has there been a second chapter where it's actually gone very well. Now, don't get me wrong. When it comes to Pochettino, I always said if we didn't have Daniel Levy, I would welcome him back, and I stand by that. That I would welcome him back as Spurs manager if he did come at any point. Now, it's whether he would. What will Nick do? But he is certainly someone that would definitely get the fans on board.
I think he would. I think he's gagging to come back to Spurs, to be honest. I think he never makes it a secret of his love for Tottenham Hotspur. You've got someone that comes in straight away, that loves the club, that gets the club, that has been here before, that has been, I would say, successful. He didn't win trophies here, but he was successful in terms of what he achieved in getting Spurs fighting for the very big honours, title challenges, Champions League final, on a shoestring budget as well. The biggest mistake we've ever done under Daniel Levy, in my opinion, is the season where we didn't back him in terms of give him any signings whatsoever, and the painful rebuild which he was crying out for, which we didn't give him as well, with an ageing squad and a depleted squad. So I don't know. I said to you last night, about Pochettino, about ever since we've sacked him, all we've done is put band-aids on problems and try to cut corners and not do the painful rebuild in the full extent in which he was asking for some time. And it'll be so bloody Tottenham, wouldn't it be? Like, you sack Pochettino to be replaced by Pochettino 10 years later. You know what I mean?
There's a running theme with that, isn't it? We replace Bale with Bale. You've also got to look at it. If you go back into the team that Mauricio Pochettino inherited, forget the signings that he brought in, he had some quality, some real quality.
You also had to rebuild it as well.
You had to, I agree. I mean, one of the best things I think he did was in that first season when things weren't going right, and he called up Bentaleb and Mason. It was like, right, in you come. And they certainly made an impact, and we looked a lot stronger, and there was a bit of grit and determination. And remember when we were saying about the youth with Odebear saying what he said about playing at home? Well, Mason and Bentaleb came in, and that wasn't an issue, was it? And they had quality around them. So there is that, but I think he had a lot more quality than what Frank or any Spurs manager at the moment would have had. But it's an intriguing one. Will this happen one day? I think it will. Is it going to be after the World Cup? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But that is what Indicalia is saying. Let's move on. And a potential incoming transfer. Tom Barkley says that Spurs do hold an interest in Brazilian left-back Sousa, who's 19 years of age and plays for Santos with Neymar. Lucas Massetti says that Tottenham have had an official proposal rejected for Santos left-back Sousa. The Brazilian club have rejected an approach and replied with a clear demand of 17 million euros for 70% of the 19-year-old's economic rights. A deal is now considered unlikely. So they're holding out for 17 million, or so much for Enoch 2.0, eh? And look, to be honest, I don't know the quality of this guy. I've never heard of him before the report today, but it looks as though Spurs do have an interest in a 19-year-old Brazilian left-back.
Yeah, I mean, that's got the quality and experience written all over it, hasn't it? Again, we're going to see a lot of rumours, aren't we, in January, and this could be another one. But the only thing, was he a left-back, did you say? So it's a key position we need, but it's not the quality and the experience.
Yeah, we don't know, but it could be the quality. We don't know, but it's definitely not the experience.
Let's say the experience. We want experience ready now, and that certainly isn't ready now.
Yeah. All right, so that's that. Let's talk about Brennan Johnson, because this was an interesting update from Ali Gold. First and foremost, Sammy Mokbel says that Brennan Johnson has completed now his move to Crystal Palace and will set to be available for the clash versus Newcastle on Sunday. But this was the message from Ali Gold. He says that the decision to sell Brennan Johnson has not gone down particularly well in the dressing room, in which he was a popular figure. And I'm thinking, like, players come and go the whole time. Popular figures come and go the whole time within squads. Like, why even bring up this kind of message? Like, what? So the players, what? They're going to go on strike because Brennan Johnson's left? It's like, obviously not. So, like, what is the whole point of this?
First of all, like we said, we don't know if it is genuine. If it is genuine, it just goes to show this squad are petulant school children. We've had this before. We saw this with the bad eggs when we were losing managers. They were saying things. This isn't a popularity contest. It's their job. Like you said, players come and go from every team in world football. is part and parcel of football. Doesn't matter what level you're at. And it just goes to show with this football team. Maybe there's some bad eggs in that dressing room again. Maybe there is. I mean, I'm not going to name names, so I couldn't picture. But if this is true, and I'm inclined to slightly believe it, I wouldn't say, oh, it is their job.
But I'm sure, like, Sonny leaving wouldn't have gone down, and we saw in the documentary how it didn't go down particularly well with the players, and some of them hard to come to terms with reality. I mean, they're professional players; they'll pick themselves up and move on. You know, of course, Brennan Johnson has been a key part of the dressing room for a number of years now. Very close friends with inside the dressing room. It makes sense that, you know, some of the players were unhappy to see him sold because they were close friends with him. But this is a dressing room. This happens all the time. This is football. Players, the nature of the game is players move on. Yep. So they're unhappy. So they'll get over it and move on like any other player.
Exactly. We've lost Harry Kane. You don't hear this. It's obvious that you lose a big player, weakens your team. You're going to be annoyed, but you hope the team moves on and buys someone better. But we keep hearing about these things at Tottenham Hotspur. You don't hear it elsewhere, do you?
No.
It's just like this is where it goes on to, again, the culture of this football club.
But also, we don't look into any other club as much as we look into Tottenham Hotspur, so we don't really know.
That's a given, but it's the culture of this football club. It's just a mess.
I don't think it's... for this point alone, I don't even think it's a cultural thing. I think it's just the simple thing of Johnson has a lot of close friends at Tottenham. Johnson's left Tottenham, and the players are unhappy one of their friends have left. Like, they're going to get over it. There's nothing in this for me.
It's just nonsense.
Absolute nonsense. But look, that's what Ali Gold has said today. Ali Gold says that the Brennan Johnson sale has not gone down well in the dressing room. And to be honest, look, it hasn't gone down well for me either, unless I know who the replacement's going to be. And until we have a replacement, we're short again in the forward line.
Yeah.
So the sale doesn't make sense until I know who's coming in. That's the reality right now. And we could have done with more firepower last night at Brentford. Probably going to have to do with more firepower, or could do with more firepower this weekend against Sunderland. But we don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said to you yesterday and today, even if Brennan Johnson did come on the pitch, we wouldn't be able to get the ball to him. We wouldn't get the ball to him. We couldn't create enough, but we had 8 opportunities, 1 on target. Would we have been able to create something for Brennan Johnson? Not a clue.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Well, that's the Brennan Johnson situation. A done deal from Tottenham Hotspur, as Florian Pettenberg confirmed that Borussia Mönchengladbach have signed centre-back Kota Takai on loan from Tottenham Hotspur until the end of the season. The 21 Japanese international has already joined the team for training camp and will train with the squad for the first time this afternoon. Well, so much for the reports before the season started saying Kota Takai has come to be part of the first team this season. He's been injured for the whole first half of the season, and finally he gets back fit. Finally he takes part of his first match day against, I think it was Crystal Palace, and there you go, he's on loan.
Well, I tell you what, one way I will look at it is happy it's the Bundesliga, because it seems that not just, obviously with Vuskovic, but young players are going to Germany, getting their minutes, and they are hugely benefiting from it. Yeah. So I'm actually quite happy he's gone to the Bundesliga as opposed to another league. So we'll see what he's got. He's going to get minutes, isn't he? So we will finally get to see what he's about and what he's capable of, and wish him all the best in the Bundesliga. Yeah,
absolutely. I'll definitely be keeping a close eye. Hopefully he gets a lot of minutes there to aid his development and come back next year and can fight for that spot in the first team squad. But it's just a joke, isn't it? Like, how many times have we heard with these kind of obscure players that we sign, like they're coming here to compete and then 5 minutes later they're on loan somewhere?
Yep.
It's like non-stop.
I should do my Antonio Conte. This is the Tottenham.
In terms of Jamie Donnelly, we know that he returned back to Tottenham on the 1st of January. Well, Football League World say that he is set to join Oxford on loan for the remainder of the season after being recalled from Stoke City. And that means he'll be set to rejoin with Will Lancashire at Oxford, who's having a fairly good loan spell, scored again in his last game for Oxford, scoring 6 goals, I think, so far. Look, they're not doing well, Oxford. He's dropping down a bit in the league, opposite ends of the table. But let's hope he gets some minutes now.
Yeah, well, surely he's going to get more minutes than he did at Stoke. And like I said, he's going to have a familiar face there. you'd imagine he will get game time there. And let's just hope he can pick up some form and start showing what the hype about him is. But good that we cut that move short, because Stoke was doing him no favours. And we'll see what he's got in Oxford.
It's going to be interesting to see the dynamic there, isn't it? Because obviously Donnelly and Lancashire had such a good relationship on the pitch for the under-21s, both of them getting Players of the Year and massive numbers in terms of goals and assists for both of them. So it'll be really nice to see if they can kind of rekindle that relationship in the Championship.
It will be. I mean, look, we had Vuskovic and Devine, we had Phillips and Donnelly, and now it's Lancashire and Donnelly. We're doing a lot of double acts.
Yeah, and I'm all for it, to be honest. I think it's a good loan spell for him, loan move for him, and to go somewhere with Will Lancashire, you know, because he went with the goalkeeper Keeley to Leyton Orient.
I forgot about that one as well. Double act.
And now he's with another double act in Will Lancashire. Yeah. So
it's Tottenham's Ark, not Noah's Ark now. We send our players out 2 by 2.
The loans go out in 2 by 2. Hurrah!
Hurrah.
And last but not least, Tom Barkley says that Bromley and AFC Wimbledon have shown an interest in loaning Damola Ajayi. We know he went to Doncaster, didn't really feature much. Did feature against us in the Carabao Cup, and he showed flashes in that game. But yeah, let's hope he can go to one of these clubs and actually get some minutes and show what he can do, because, you know, last season came on in the Europa League, scored that goal, and unfortunately hasn't really gone well for him since.
Yeah, another one that thankfully Spurs have cut these ones short, where it's doing them no good, and trying to get them to get first team football. And if he goes out to one of those teams, let's hope he gets it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is your Tottenham update for today. I'm sure there's going to be a host of news coming your way over the next 24 hours, and obviously we'll bring it to you here first on We Are Tottenham TV. But that is your Tottenham update for now.